This is my third back-to-back live video for tonight. I just want to do some quick predictions that I think are going on and some reflections on what's been happening the past week. In the thumbnail, you see what I'm about to talk about. One thing I didn't get a chance to talk about tonight was Donald Trump and the attempted assassination. But we'll save that for another video. I want to tell you that I'm happy that you're here with me tonight. I got a couple of people that are getting on watching and one new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I needed to get a little personal tonight. I had a lot on my mind with what's coming up and what I need to be doing going forward and getting you guys aware and prepared and up to date on things going on in the world. And I'm just stepping out there. I made it up in my mind. I may not be perfectly where I want to be, but who waits for themselves to be perfectly where they want to be before they start producing? I've always been the kind of person that learned that you have to walk things out, and as you walk things out, then you manifest what you're supposed to manifest. If you sit back and wait until you think you got everything together before you do it, then you won't get it done, or you'll procrastinate, or you just won't feel like you're good enough. So I take that lesson from the lepers and the story about Jesus when there were 10 lepers that he cleansed. And he told the lepers, he said, go and show yourselves to the priest. And he was preparing to cleanse the lepers when he said that. And they went to show themselves to the priest, and they discovered that they were healed from their leprosy. But guess what? It didn't happen until they went. It didn't happen right there. It happened as they went. So, whatever situation or circumstance you got going on, don't worry about it if you don't see it manifesting right away. It's not going to manifest until you get up and bust a move and go. And as you go, you will see that healing. You will see the things progressing, the scales and the things falling off of you that you want to fall off. But you just gotta go. Just gotta make it up in your mind. I'm gonna pay attention to the instruction that he gave to me. I'm gonna go show myself to the priest, and I'm gonna believe and trust that it will happen. And it happened as they went. And one thing out of the 10, it said, is only one came back to thank him, came all the way back to say thank you. And will you be that one that will come all the way back and say, you know what? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the healing. To anybody that gives it to you, whatever vessel that God uses, go back and say thank you. I've helped hundreds of people in my recovery program that I had beginning in 2003 and to 2011. And a lot of those people have gone on, and I just am grateful that they have 10, 15, 20 years clean, sober, living, got their own homes, and have been homeless or drug addicted. But not all of them call me and say thank you. Not all of them call me at all. And I don't even look for it. But I do have a couple of them, two, that will call me. One of them calls me every birthday and every Christmas, Mother's Day. And they're older than me. They call me mom and they say, hi, mom. And they make it a point to call me. So don't forget to tell somebody thank you. Not that they need it, but just because, it's a gift. It's a beautiful gift to get something from someone that will take your life hundreds of miles ahead of where you started. And you don't have to look back on that place that you started at. Okay? All right. So before I go on, I want to tell you, please subscribe to my channel. I want to get up to 500 subscriptions in the next 2 months. And if you've looked at least 5 of my videos that you like, just subscribe, hit the notification, because I don't do it for a job. I do it because I have to do it. I need to do it. I must do it. because it's in me to give out to you the light that God put in me. Many of you that watch this channel are special people, are specific people. You're chosen vessels. And there's a lot that I have in me that I can share with you so that you'll know what it means to be a chosen vessel, so that you know how to look out for pitfalls, how to look out for this or that, anything, that you can learn and glean from me. Is the only reason why I get on here and do this. It's not for money's sake. And let's start right there. We're going to start right there, and we're going to talk about Attorney Bumpus that represented Lil Woody in the Young Thug trial, because that's where I've been going. Most of my videos for the last few months have been on the Young Thug trial. And one of the reasons it's been on the Young Thug trial is because it's an assignment that I have to complete until the end. And I like the fact that the Young Thug trial has had some twists and turns despite the obstacles. It reminds me of life. It reminds me of my own life. Despite the obstacles that you go through, or the obstacles that I've gone through in life, there's twists and turns that God gets in, and He adjusts the meter, and He does some things that you would never ever imagine. And I think this is what's going to happen in my prediction with the Young Thug trial, where it seemed like they had hundreds of people are against him. There is something in the Bible that says that if God be for you, He's more than the world against you. And so no matter what's against you, it can be hundreds of people, it can be that big boss on the job. They have a way of, God has a way of moving those things and those people out the way and making them look minute. Okay. So Attorney Bumpus has got her own YouTube channel. She set up Little Woody his YouTube channel. It says Lil Woody 372. If you want to follow him on YouTube, I watched one of the episodes where she set up his channel, had him speaking and talking. And it was a smart move for him to get a channel together because it's income for his family. And that's one situation where, I think that that is a good business move for a person. If that is something that needed to be done, he needed to do that. I personally think that deep down inside, he knows the danger he's in. I think that he knows um, the position that God has put him in. I think that he is allowing God to use him in that position to make it for what it is. I believe he's being more honest on his YouTube and on these interviews with people, and transparent to the point that he wants to help people. He truly, truly has a heart that he wants to help some people to get through some of the things that he's gone through. And it's a part of his life. It's like an epiphany. It's a part of his life that he is trying to change and that he's walking through. But I think there's a deep inner sense that he wants to provide for his children for the future, and that he's setting it up as if, I need to do this now because when I'm gone, I want to leave something for my children, and I don't know what could happen. He has himself in a dangerous position right now. He's not in any kind of danger, allegedly, and all this is alleged that I'm saying, but he's in a dangerous position. Not currently, because nobody's going to touch it right now, because during the trial, it would be ignorant to put yourself in a position. This man is watched, and not only is he watched during this trial period and the Young Thug trial going on, and he's a witness, and he's one of the main witnesses, he is protected. I think there's a certain protection that is coming with him, and he's aware of that. But one thing I like about Lil Woody is that he's fearless. He's been fearless as a child. He seems like that he's wasn't born afraid. He had a lot of disappointments in life, and he talks about it in his interview. He lost his dad when he was really young, around 10, and he lost his mom maybe 4 or 5 years later. And then he lost his best friend, three important people in his life. But sometimes people are removed from our life, because God is going to push us to greatness, because he wants us to be by ourselves. Sometimes he wants you to be by yourself and to do that introspection on your life. So don't feel bad if there's some friends that you don't have and your circle is small. There's not too many people that you share things with. It's a smart thing not to share a lot of things with people, because people take note of those things and they'll use it against you. So it is wisdom, especially with witches. Witches will take note of that. A lot of people say, "Oh, I got a monitoring spirit." The monitoring spirit is because you talk too much, and they're monitoring you through what you say to them and how they can set you up. And witchcraft has a lot of levels. They have people that worship and watch the occult and know in this diabolical realm that we live in. We live in this world, but there's a diabolical realm that in order to gain, you have to sacrifice. And that's the lifestyle that these witches and people in the cult, they do. They sacrifice to go to a higher plane. And they'll sacrifice loved ones, anything, anybody, just to get that light on the inside of you or to go to that next level. There is a give and take, it's a sacrifice. It's just like in the kingdom of God. If you sow, you'll reap. If you sow, you give, you'll reap abundantly. And their kingdom of darkness works the same. You got to give something. You got to give something when you sell your soul, when you give your life to these diabolical, evil lives and things that people do. There is a give and take. And because of that give and take, people advance themselves by what they take. You wonder why people are so famous or so well known. It's a give and take thing. It's something that happens. And then there are some people that are are well known that don't even want to be well known. It's because there's a call, a chosen thing that is on their life. I call it a light. There's a light when you come into the room. There's a light. There's an air about you, and a lot of people take it for. And I wasn't going this way. I'm sorry. I'm just talking. But a lot of people take it for granted. Not take it for granted. A lot of people don't know that they're exhuming this light. And there are evil people with evil intentions that sit around and know that they're headhunters. They're going after the light so that they can add on to themselves. So they're seeing this, and there's a lot of people that are jealous of you and intimidated by you, and you don't do anything wrong or you don't treat them wrong. And they're just like that because they have evil intentions all the time. There's people that think of evil continually, and that's just their life. That's who they are. So just getting back to Little Woody and my prediction with Little Woody and this Kayla Bumpus lady, I had said in one of my videos that she's starting to appear on the lead attorney in different platforms because she's going to start her own YouTube channel. Of course, she started her own YouTube channel. She also started one for Woody. Um, However, I think that Miss Bumpus is going to be experiencing some things that are not as great as another person that would start a YouTube channel, because she is an attorney, has been one for a while, and that position that she's given and elected to, that's something that she needs to cherish that thing and not just take it for granted that because there's money in this, I'm going to get a YouTube channel and kind of do this. It's okay to do that, but don't. I'm saying to her, if she sees this video, don't give that up in position of the money part of it, but I'm believing that she will excel in her legal degree, her legal part of it, her law license. And I'm hoping that she'll just take this as just a little suggestion from somebody that's been there and has taken less from stepping away from that call that is a consuming fire call. And so just saying this to her, if she hears this, to just be careful. Little Woody, I think, feels inside of himself, I need to do something for my family, because after this trial is over, my life, his life will be in danger. And I ask you guys to pray for him and keep him covered, because after it's over with, people will take to propaganda, and everybody doesn't stay the likable person. It doesn't matter if they call him a snitch or don't call him a snitch, call him a rat or not call him a rat. Right now, he's protected. Right now, he's covered. He's covered by God anyway. But when all of this is over with, there will be a target. And I pray that he'll move away and try to get his children away from Atlanta. Learn that there are other places that he can go. There is some deliverance that does need to take place, some deep deliverance. In most of us, we have things and areas in our life that we need to be delivered from. But he has a deep deliverance. I watched one of his videos, 20 Women versus Lil Woody. And there was a woman on there, and I believe God sent her on there, and she began to pray for him, but she prayed long. And instead of him just standing there, and he asked for the prayer, he accepted the prayer. As she prayed long, that spirit manifested itself. You go watch that video. And he started doing all kind of crazy stuff. That was that demon, allegedly. All of this is alleged. It is for educational purposes only. So don't take it serious. It's just my thoughts for this night. I've done 3 videos. Go check them all out. Please subscribe to this channel so that I can get my 500. I want to get 500 subscribers if you can. So, but that demon manifested itself. Nobody acts like that. And he did. And that let me know that there's some things going on there. But he's on his way in his journey. And so as he's going, God is doing something to him. But I pray that he'll be careful in what he does. Now they've got a new judge that will be presiding. Judge Glanville has been taken off the case, and another judge was added, and she recused herself. Nobody wants to work behind another mechanic. And I call this working behind a mechanic. She recused herself, and now there's a Caucasian judge that's over the case. And I think this is a plus for the YSL defense team. I think it's a plus that this woman, because she's white and Caucasian, white, and she is a woman, that she will literally go by the book. She's got some stuff to prove. So the way that YSL Defense has been doing is going by the book, but the slick tactics that the state has been doing, they're going to not fare so well because they have been being sneaky. Attorney Love has been using tactics that are below the belt, that are manipulative. She has manipulated Judge Glanville until she manipulated him into a corner and losing his position of presiding over the YSL case. And that's to his own fault. He was pumped up, and just like God raises one up and sets down another, he'll raise you up and he'll set you down. There's a scripture in the Bible that says the powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever resists the power resists the ordinance of God. And be fearful, be afraid, because you'll receive unto yourself damnation. So any scripture that I say, you can pull it up, King James Version, and get it out the Bible. I'm not quoting where it is because I don't study where they are. I just let him write his word on the tables of my heart so that I can be able to come up with something that he gives me from his scripture and say it to you. But the powers that be, I respect those powers, are judges, even police officers. I respect those powers. No disrespect. Never disrespect those positions, because God put those positions in the earth on purpose. They're called powers that be. They're ordained by God. That means He ordains them. You don't have to have a certificate from a church to be ordained, to be a police officer or a judge. That is a power that is ordained by God. And whosoever resists that power, you should always walk into that courtroom with reverence. You should always deal with the police officers with reverence and respect, because that's a power that is ordained by God. Even if they're wicked and cruel, they cannot get away with nothing that God won't let them get away with. So I just want to predict that the trial will go by the book. So if Attorney Love is not ready to go by the book, then too bad. I don't believe it will be a mistrial. I think that this judge is going to want to sort it out from here. I think that them giving the recusal was short of them saying, let's give them something, let's throw them a bone. There may be some motions that will be granted, maybe some bails that will be granted. I don't believe they're going to give Young Thug a bail. Any of those bails that are granted will probably be on the lower level defendants. But I do believe that there's a change in the atmosphere. And I think that God got into this situation because right now, Fulton County is exposing not only Fulton County, but everywhere. 2024 is the year of exposure. So everywhere there's things being exposed, and this is one of them. Our legal system, our injustice, it's been a long time coming. And once God has had enough up until his nostrils of the stench and the smell of the injustice done to his people, he will make a move. And just like with Moses and the children of Israel, he got tired of hearing them crying and being treated like they were being treated, and he turned the tables on them. So Fulton County is number one first. They're going to have to make some changes. Some things are going to be done different, at least in the next 4 years. So I'm just saying, as a prediction, that this has gotten the attention of the nation on purpose. God meant for it to get like that. The judge was stubborn and he was lifted up. Pride comes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, and he was prideful. And so now he is removed. I mean, he just would sit up there pompous and say, nope, I'm denying that motion, but you can have it as a continuing objection. I'm denying that motion. You can have it as a continuing objection. I do know there, I think his name is uh, Quintavious or Quintarius, one of the gray beards. He's represented by the graybeard attorney. I believe he'll get his bail. I believe he'll get a bail hearing, and I believe he'll get a bail. I just believe that. These are just my thoughts. So these are not set in stone. All of this is alleged, and it is for information and education or anything like that. I think Brian still did a good job representing Young Thug and standing up to the injustice of this judge and not backing down and not backing down and not backing down. That brother has my vote. I tell you, if he ran for president, I will vote for him. I would. He is an excellent attorney. He has done an excellent job representing Young Thug. Attorney Shard has done an excellent job. Adams, excellent job. All of these attorneys on the defense team have done a great job in putting their effort in and going by the book and still being polite and still um, being judicial. And it makes me believe in lawyers, just seeing how they work those cases and this trial. It really did. It almost makes me want to go back and get my law degree, but I got too much other stuff to do. I have a master's degree, and I have 1 year of a doctorate, and I've had enough education. I don't want any more education. It was just a means to an end for me. I don't know if you guys know. Sometimes people do things because they want the degree or they want this or want that. I did education in order to feed my family, keep a roof over my head, and get those student loans. I just kid you not. And don't quote me on it, but quote me on it. I'm just gracefully letting you know, graceful exposure. I'll tell you, it is a um, benefit and a blessing that I was able to get the education that I got. I stumbled upon education. A lot of Black people don't know that you can go to college for free, and I taught my children that. And I've got children in college, and I've got one in the military, a baby boy in the military. He's about to get out. He's 23, and he's done his 3 years, and he's in college and the military right now. I've got one that's 26. So I'm gracefully exposing a little about me, so you guys know I am not just dedicated, I'm educated. So anyway, I just wanted to give those predictions. Caleb Bumpus, Lil Woody, pray for him right now. He's in the spotlight. He needs to get his money. He's making his money. And I'm so grateful that God has given him the opportunity through this window to make that money. But I want to end by saying this: what he's doing is so important because nobody has gotten up and talked about the injustices of what goes on in the jails, of how the police officers manipulate your testimonies or get you to confess to things. They have to do their job, but there's a lot going on that is being uncovered and exposed by Lil Woody. So right now, God is using him, and I pray that he'll continue to use him. If he sees this on looking through his channel or just listening, I want him to know that I'm praying for him, and I will pray for him anytime, personally or just in secret. I don't have. I'm not a fan, but I do want him to know that God has got his hand on him right now, and to be very careful with the words you use and how people will entice you to try to incriminate and say things that you need not say. Don't let them pull you in. Be very selective and prayerful over your interviews. Don't just take any interview, because all money is not good money, and some money is a setup. And also, don't particularly 100% trust Kayla Bumpus. I believe that she is possibly planted out there, got you that YouTube channel to help get you set up. But don't fall for the setup. Don't fall for the okey doke. And keep the past the past. Keep moving forward. Get your money. Get your interviews. But be ready. Get ready to get back on that stand. Take time out to prepare yourself to get back on the stand. Take 7 days fasting and prayer. 7 days to clear your mind away from everybody and away from any interview before this case resumes, because this case is about to resume pretty quickly. And just want you to be prayerfully ready, to continue um, testifying and using your wisdom that you have in your testimony, which you do very well. And I pray that God words your mouth and keeps you from saying things that you shouldn't say. And He'll get you through this. He will get you through this, and you will be a blessing to your children. But I pray that you'll consider, while you're out, look at other places to live. Look in other places in the South. Look at other places to bring your children, because there will be a target on you when this is all over with. And I pray that you'll take those words I say as just good advice. It's not something that I'm saying God told me to tell you, because I'm not that kind of person that's sitting up here, and I won't say that quickly or easily. But if God tells me to tell you something, I will tell you. And if God gives me a dream, I'll give you a dream. I have a lot of dreams and visions, and I pay close attention to them. I behoove you guys to write your dreams down. Pay attention to your dreams, because it tells you things about where you are things that are happening with you, mistakes that may be coming along the way that you can avoid. And that's it. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I've been doing this for a few hours now and preparing for this, and my little grandbaby is waiting for her nana. And I'm going to get me some ice cream like she did and call her. She said, make sure you call me too when you're finished, nana. So thank you for tuning in to Graceful Exposure. It has been a pleasure being here talking to you guys live, and I will talk to you soon. So tomorrow the trial resumes, but it's not for a regular jury. It is the judge meeting with the lawyers. So they're going to discuss some things. I think the judge wants to get on one page with them and let them know up front she is about her business and she is not going to play. So, Miss Love, Attorney Love, get your big girl panties on and your big girl. You better get yourself together, honey, because you're full of tricks and flips. Those tricks and flips, you better put them back in the hat. Don't be trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat. It's not going to work with this one. She is not a man. You are not going to be able to manipulate as a black woman this white woman judge. It's not going to work. So watch the Young Thug trial, support the defendants, and let's just see this through to the end. All right? I'm not predicting anything else, and I will see you guys another time. God bless you, and thank you again.